Dear friends, I've often made presentations about navigating tough times because difficult times are part and parcel of our lives. But also as a priest in my 12 years so far, I've faced some tough and sometimes life or vocation or career defining moments. Just like many of us, we have gone through tough times, difficult moments where you have to survive, persevere, and endure. I know as long as we are still alive, no one can be certain that you won't at some point go through challenging moments. As we grow and pass through life, we may expect to go through unexplainable moments enveloped in losses, enveloped in toxic situations, health concerns, financial or job struggles, natural disasters, depression, political and social turmoil, divorce, indeed so many times of unprecedented struggle and upheavals. At times, you want to recover from one thing before another thing happens. And this is what makes life. Worldwide, more than 700,000 people die by suicide by the close of the year, with the depression being the largest contributor to these fatalities. This equates to a depression-related suicide occurring approximately once every 40 seconds. Globally, an estimated 25,000 to 45,000 people die in their sleep every day. In general statistics, approximately 1 in 8 people who die overall will pass away during sleep. Sometimes life can throw us wounds that can hardly be repaired, but can heal with the time, but also with effort. At times we are confused, all heartbroken, and lonely, all enraged, and we don't know what exactly to do. Sometimes you can be experiencing a turbulence of emotions amidst massive lifestyle changes, and you can't, for your life, for your integrity, for your status, find the motivation to talk about it. So some decide to just keep quiet. But also, at times, when you look around, you see that only a few people can or will understand your situation if you share it with them. So you decide to keep it to yourself. I believe that it's how we handle what happens to us. It's how we handle what life throws to us, and find inspiration and information to help us overcome life's most difficult challenges that matters. Sometimes you have to find a way to keep going despite what's happening, even as very little about it seems to change. Our ability to handle life's challenges, life's tough times, life's wounds is a true measure of our strength of character. Getting through hard times is not about blind faith and positivity. It's about resilience. That's a quality that every single one of us has deep down inside us. We are born with it, and each one of us has it. So we just need to learn how to harness it. Over the course of our lifetime, we will each go through many difficult times. It's a milestone just like anything else. How we react to them can shape our lives and our identities. Some of these times will test us to our core. We will think we can't get through them, but we can. We have everything we need inside of us. Sometimes you can't know how strong you are until being strong is all you have, until attempting to be strong is all you can. While everyone's situation is different, it's true that people with resilience tend to have a higher tolerance for the emotional distress generated by hard times. The more resilient you are, the better you are able to tolerate the feelings of stress, anxiety, and sadness that accompany trauma and adversity, and find a way to rebound from setbacks. We all go through bad times. We all experience disappointment, losses, and changes, and we all feel sad, anxious, and stressed at various times of our lives. But building resilience can help you to maintain a positive outlook, face an uncertain future with less fear, and get through even the darkest moments of your lives. There's a phrase that's often attributed to Winston Churchill that success is not final, failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. We also need to accept the truth. While we all react to stressful events in different ways, many of us try to protect ourselves by refusing to accept the truth of what's happening. And it's already happening. For now, it can't change, it's happening. After all, by denying that you are even experiencing a crisis, you can kid yourself that you still have some sense of control over what are usually uncontrollable events in your life. While denial can have some positive functions, it can give you an opportunity to come to terms with the shock of a traumatic event. For example, over time, it will just prolong your pain. Staying in denial will prevent you from adapting to your new circumstances. It will stop you from seeking solutions or even take action and stifle your healing process. So you must accept the situation. You must know that change is an inevitable part of life, and many aspects of the changing world are outside your individual control. You can't control the spread of a virus, for example, the pace of social change, or how the economy behaves. While it can be tough to acknowledge, railing against events or circumstances outside your control will only drain you of energy and leave you feeling anxious and hopeless. But accepting your situation, on the other hand, can free you up to devote your energy to the things that you can control over. So you must focus on things you can control. Focus on the things within your control. Make a list of all the things you can control and give yourself permission to stop worrying about them. Instead, focus on the action that you can take. If you're unemployed, you can't control whether the ideal job appears or when it will appear. But you can control how much time and effort you put into searching for work or brushing up your skills. Similarly, if a loved one is facing a life-threatening illness, you may have relinquished control to the medical experts, but you can still focus on providing your loved one with as much emotional support as possible. Another thing is to accept change by looking to your most wonderful moments in your past. Because looking back at examples where you coped with uncertainty and change before can help you accept your current situation. Perhaps you suffered a painful breakup in the past and were eventually able to move on with your life. Or you have ever lost a job and end up finding a better one. So examining those past successes can also help you past the current crisis and derive some confidence that you'll be able to push through the current pain. Another thing is accepting your feelings. It's tempting to believe that the best way to get through hard times is by ignoring painful emotions and putting on a brave face. But unpleasant moments exist when you choose to acknowledge them or not. So trying to prevent your emotions from surfacing will only fuel your stress, delay acceptance of your new situation, and prevent you from moving on. By allowing yourself to feel your emotions, you will find that even the most intense, upsetting feelings will pass. The trauma of these tough times will start to fade, and you'll be able to find a path forward. Talk to someone you trust about what you're experiencing to help you reconnect with your emotions. Also, it's okay to grieve your losses. Undergoing tough times usually involves some kind of loss, whether it's the loss of a loved one, the loss of a job, loss of a marriage, or the loss of your old life. It's important to allow yourself the opportunity to grieve. Only by facing your grief and acknowledging and mourning your losses will you be able to heal and eventually move on with your life. Reach out to others as well. Connecting with the friends and family when you are going through tough times, other than keeping quiet, can help you ease stress, boost your mood, and make sense of the change and disruption. You can even get support, whether physical, financial, emotional. If you think your family can't, reach out to your trustable friends. Instead of feeling like you are facing your problems alone, you can draw strength and build resilience from having others to lean on. The people you reach out to don't need to have all the answers to your problems, but they need to be willing to listen to you without judging you. In fact, what you talk about or the words used are often unimportant. It's just human connection, eye contact, a smile, a hug, and all that can make a difference to what you are feeling. Also, during these difficult moments of your life, prioritize relationships. Nothing carries same health benefits as connecting face to face with someone who is caring and empathetic. These days, however, it's not always possible to see friends and loved ones in person. If you are kept apart by geography or travel restrictions, for example, reach out to others via phone, video chat, or even social media. Also, don't withdraw in tough times. You may be inclined to retreat into your shell when you are facing challenges in your life. You may fear being a burden to friends and loved ones, or feel too exhausted to reach out. But remember, no problem has no solution when people are there for you. Try to keep up with the social activities even when you don't feel like. Remember, good friends won't consider you a burden. Remember, good friends won't consider you a burden. They are more likely to feel flattered that you trust them enough and you confide in them and you trust them to take you through the turbulence of emotions that you are experiencing. Also, during this time, try to avoid negative people. Some friends, are good listeners, kind and empathetic, while others seem to only fuel negative emotions. Whenever you meet them, they leave you feeling even more stressed, more anxious, or panicking. Try to avoid anyone who magnifies your problem, who criticizes, who judges you, and make you feel so guilty. Also, during this time, find strength and time to expand your social network. Even though relationships are vital for good mental health, building resilience, and getting through tough times, many of us feel that we don't have enough to turn to in times of need. But there are plenty of ways to build new friends and improve your support network. If you know others who are lonely or isolated, be the one to take the initiative and reach out. Another, remember to invest in self-care. Living through tough times can be both mentally and physically draining. Constantly being in a heightened state of stress can lead to serious health problems. It can impact your immune and digestive systems. It can even increase your risk of heart attack and stroke, and even can lead to burnout, a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion. Since the body and mind are so closely linked, investing in self-care is an important part of building resilience and getting through tough times of great stress. When your body feels strong and healthy, so too will your mind. Another one, get enough exercise. One of the things I encourage people to do is to spare time. And one of the hobbies I encourage people to cultivate a sport you love. When you are dealing with chronic stress, you likely carry it somewhere in your body. Maybe your muscles are tense, you have back or neck pain, frequent headaches, insomnia, you can't sleep well, heartburn, or an upset stomach. Getting regular exercise not only releases powerful endorphins in the brain to improve your mood, but it can also help to ease tension to the body and counteract the physical symptoms of stress. If you can, move, go for a walk, even if just around your block, around your house, on the village, walk up and down your stairs. You can turn on music and throw your body around in instinctive, wild ways. You can do 50 jumping jacks or 20 burpees. You can find somatic exercises on YouTube, and this can keep you going. Another, improve your sleep. You say, I understand, when you're facing adversity, it's hard to sleep. But also, nothing wears down your resilience like missing out on a good night's sleep. When you don't sleep, you spend the whole day so drained and in confusion. Often, improving your daytime habits and taking the time to relax and unwind before bed can help you sleep better at night. So, prioritize sleep during this time. Try to find ways that you can catch sleep. Also, eat well. There are no specific foods that can help build resilience and weather tough times. Rather, it's your overall dietary pattern that's important. Eating lots of processed and takeout food can take a toll on your brain and mood, sapping your energy and weakening your immune system. A healthy diet, on the other hand, one that's low in sugar and rich in healthy fats, can give you the energy and focus to tackle the challenges you're facing. Also, look for meaning and purpose. It's easy to get overwhelmed by frightening headlines or consumed by crises you are facing. But whatever your circumstances, it does not have to define you as a person. You are not your crisis. By pursuing activities that bring purpose and meaning to your life, you can keep your problems in perspective and prevent them from overwhelming you and maintaining your identity. Everyone is different, so we all have different ways of experiencing purpose and meaning. Don't limit yourself by others' expectations. Pursue activities that are important to you and add satisfaction to your life. Also, if you can, give help to others. When you are in the midst of crisis, it's common to feel powerless and helpless. By proactively helping others, you can regain a sense of control as well as find purpose in your life. In fact, giving support can be as beneficial as receiving support. Try volunteering, helping others in your neighborhood, giving blood, donating to charity, or matching for a cause that's important to you. Remember, the more you give, the more you receive. Proverbs 11:25, a generous person will prosper. So whenever you practice generosity, you prosper through generosity that's counter-given to you. Also, pursue your hobbies and interests. During tough times, during difficult times, during turbulent moments, it's important not to cast aside interests that nourish your spirit. For many of us, it's these things that define us as individuals and bring meaning to our lives. Whether it's playing a sport, caring for a pet, an artistic or musical endeavor, home improvement projects, or spending time in nature, continuing to draw pleasure from your pastimes adds your ability to cope with the stress of difficult times. Another way is staying motivated. An important part of coping with adversity and making it through tough times is to foster qualities of persistence and endurance. Tough times don't last forever, but by their very nature, they are rarely over quickly. They may take some time. As you plot a road through the darkness, you need to find ways to stay motivated and persevere. I normally encourage people to find a personal mechanism to keep yourself in the right moods amidst a crisis. Another one, deal with your problems one step at a time. If a problem is too big to deal with all at once, try breaking it down into smaller, more manageable steps. If your problem seems to have no possible solution, you can still take action by drawing up a list, researching more about the subject, or seeking the advice of a trusted friend or loved one. Another way is celebrating small wins. To stay motivated and positive as you navigate stormy seas in your life, take a moment to savor your little small successes. If you're looking for work, for example, getting an interview isn't as meaningful as landing a job, but it's a sign of progress, a step in the right direction. Noting these small wins can give you a welcome break from all the stress and negativity you are facing and encourage you to keep going. Another one is to try to maintain a hopeful outlook. While it's difficult to stay positive and hopeful in the midst of crisis, many of us tend to blow our problems out of proportion and make them seem even more negative than they really are. Try taking a step back and examining your situation as an outsider. Are there rays of hope that you can focus on? Instead of worrying about what you fear may happen, try visualizing what you'd like to happen instead. Another one is the expression of gratitude. It may sound trite, but even when you're experiencing turbulent and terrible moments of your life, it's usually possible to find one thing you can be grateful about. Taking a moment to acknowledge your gratitude for such small things can provide respect. And lastly, and above all, and most importantly, is prayer. To all of us who are believers, as we know, prayer is any means and actions you use to communicate with God. When I talk about God, I mean the omnipotent creator, the power, the force from whom everything else is. Turning to prayer during difficult times provides a reliable anchor and offering you inner peace, strength, and comfort. It helps shift your focus towards resilience, allowing you to process heavy emotions and confront life's storms with a sense of support rather than facing them alone. There are so many testimonies that have been given. Sometimes challenges are inflicted by the devil, by evil powers. And whenever you engage your problem through prayer, you receive the power, the energy to survive them. You receive the wisdom to go through those tough times. One of the verses I love in the Bible is Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 to 7. It says, "Be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus." I think that's why Jesus in Matthew 6:33 says, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble for its own." But even Jesus told us in Matthew 7:7, "Ask to be given to you. Knock and the doors are going to open for you. Seek and you shall find." He says, "Whoever asks, he receives. Whoever seeks, finds. And whoever knocks, the doors are going to open for you." The doors of mercy, the doors of feeling you're not alone will open for you. And also, the first letter of St. Paul, when he's writing to the Thessalonians, he tells them, pray without ceasing. In chapter 5, verse 17, pray without ceasing. Someone say, the word push is pray until something happens. P-U-S-H. Through prayer, you'll be guided on how to navigate the apparent tough time. God's power has ways to turn your trials into triumph, your pain into purpose, your setbacks into setups for comeback, your stumbling blocks into stepping stones, your problems into opportunities, your wounds into wisdom, and your humiliations into liberations. When you place your issues into the hands of God, you will see the hand of God in all your issues, in whatever you are handling. I want to conclude by reminding you, nothing is forever. Every challenge has come to fulfill a mission in your life. Don't quit, but be more resilient. A lot of what's happening in your life is also happening for you. You are under refurbishing. You are under transformation. Your character is being built. Everything is building your character and preparing you for something greater. Remember to survive, but harnessing your inborn resilience. I want to end with the quotation from the Bible, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 and verse 4. There is time for everything. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. For now, you are weeping, but very soon you will laugh. For now, you are mourning, but very soon you will dance. Don't worry. Persevere. Endure. Be patient. Everything is going to be all right.